and to get some more industrial jobs. And of course, with me, it's always been local. Grow that local business. How do we take an engineering firm and add one more engineer? I mean, because let's face it, one $40,000 or $60,000 a year job is better than 100 service industry jobs, because that's a job that's going to be putting money back into the economy, and that's what we need. We need to get our wages up, get that money back into our economy, to get things flowing a little bit better here in town. I think we're about 20% below the state average on wages. So that's something we've really got to focus on. And you can't just come in here and say, in office, and say, we need jobs. That's an obvious thing. You have to have, there's way more to the picture than that. And we started putting those things in place. It's things as simple as our minimum maintenance codes, making sure that our city looks good to where people want to come to our community and bring their business or keep their business here. And how do we keep the youth we're spending tons and tons of money educating from K through 12, how do we get them to come back? Because if we don't, that's just money we've wasted by pushing them out and educating them for somebody else's community. So we've got to get wages up to make it interesting. We've got to make things that are unique here that separate us from another community. There's a great guy who does urban redevelopment, and he has a great quote where he talks about, he has a picture of basically what our South Salina looks like, which is, your typical Olive Garden and all of those chain restaurants, which we appreciate that they come to our community, but we don't need to attract them. They've already got people out looking at numbers and things like that. But he has a great quote that says, if every place was like every place else, you would have no reason to go any place. And we want to make Salina an any place, the place to be. And so, not any place, I guess that's the wrong statement, but the place, I guess. And so we've got to focus on what's going to make us unique. Now, some people feel like that's the river, some people feel like it's things like the field house, but we have to take all those ideas and decide what is truly best for the community, what's going to make us a unique place, be it restaurants, be it unique stores, because let's face it, we're seeing what's happened economically across the country with national change. Those are starting to go away. What is going to bring people to our downtown? We just can't attract more chain businesses because they're going away. So they've got to have unique shops. We have a few of them down there already, but things that are going to bring people to our community. And then the big thing that I still am all about, which I was the first time I run, which was the core, strengthening our core, cleaning up our core areas, our north areas, getting rooftops downtown. I think the downtown plan will suffer immensely if we don't start getting people living downtown and in that area and start making those neighborhoods investment worthy. If people will start fixing up and making those homes affordable, then that will also help with bringing jobs and companies to town. Because face it, we could have a company come to town and say we're going to hire 1,000 people, but if they can't afford to live here, what good is it? And so we want to make sure that they have truly affordable homes, that people who are fixing up homes in our core areas, which are going to be our demographics that are going to be coming downtown, we want to make sure that they have the ability to afford to live in this community. So those are the big things. Really, it's just jobs, fixing up what we have, and what I want to say is maximize our potential. I think Salina so rarely maximizes their potential. And I've said it 1,000 times. Every time I speak, I say, Salina's like a teenager. It wants what it doesn't have, it doesn't take care of what it has, and it rarely has a way to pay for it.